Hey, welcome back to another episode with Kinesis PT and Performance. Today we're going to talk about how you roll out your IT band. This is something we get asked a lot by clients, patients, and is honestly a pretty big misconception that you can in fact roll out your IT band. So we're not going to show you how to roll out your IT band. That was more of a cliffhanger. What we're going to talk about is how you roll out the muscles around the IT band. So let's talk about what the IT band is so you understand why I'm saying that. Your IT band is very dense connective tissue that runs from bone to bone, okay? Iliotibial band. So from your ilium, your hip bone, down to your tibia. Connects bone to bone just like a ligament. And that's essentially what it is, a super thick ligament. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you when you feel like you need to roll out that ligament, your IT band, what muscles you should actually roll out so you're not just beating up on your IT band and needlessly putting yourself in pain. All right, so the first muscle we're gonna show you how to roll out if we're trying to quote unquote roll out an IT band is actually our vastus lateralis, so the outside part of our quadricep. So Kayleen is going to show us how we would get onto a foam roller if we were doing the outside part of our quad. So notice she's not completely straight up and down on her side on the foam roller. She's kind of angled towards the outside, and she's gonna work up and down her quad until she finds a spot that might be a little bit more painful, and I'm gonna ask her to stop when she finds one. And something you can do is a little pin and essentially a floss technique. So she's gonna hold on the spot, and I'm gonna have her bend her knee to bring her heel towards her butt. Yep, and then straighten back out. And you can kind of massage out this area as you're doing that. And once it feels like, oh, it's loosening up, you can keep working back up and down. Perfect. Another muscle we can go right into from this is your TFL. So your TFL is kind of, it's not directly the front of your hip, it's not directly the side of your hip, it's kind of that front diagonal portion. It's kind of a weird muscle to get into, but your TFL stands for tensor fascia lata, okay? This muscle actually connects into your IT band and can cause some tension to be placed on that ligament, okay? So this is a muscle that really gets ramped up in runners because it's a hip abductor and also a hip flexor. So this is a very important one to go after. Sometimes foam rollers are a little bit too broad or big to get onto this muscle. I prefer something like a softball. If you're really feeling bold, you can use like a baseball or a lacrosse ball. I prefer something about a softball size, but do that same thing. You want to kind of roll out the front diagonal part of your hip. And if you want to, you can even bend and straighten your knee here as well. Yep, it'll kind of massage out. Feels great, doesn't it, Kayleen? You can hear her whining. All right, so the next muscle that we're going to get is your biceps femoris. So we're hitting your vastus lateralis first, working up into your TFL. The vastus lateralis actually sits underneath the IT band. So when you feel tightness, quote unquote, through your IT band, a lot of times what you're experiencing is compression of the IT band, that ligament, down into the vastus lateralis and down into the biceps femoris. So what we're actually trying to do is massage out the muscles underneath the IT band that would be pushing up into it, causing that compression. We're trying to get those to chill out and not be so contracted and tight. So your biceps femoris is the lateral side of your hamstring. So the outside part of your hamstring is right underneath that IT band. So you notice she's kind of rolling up and down, same thing. And if she found a spot, you could do the same thing in terms of the pin and floss technique we did on your vastus lateralis as well too. So she could find a spot, she could bend and straighten, kind of work through. But this is essentially what we want to do. If you want to roll directly on your IT band, you can, but you're kind of abusing yourself for no reason. That ligament is not meant to be loosened up. You're pushing through the ligament into muscle when you could just go straight onto the muscle itself. It's something we get asked a lot. It's not something that can be stretched. It's very dense connective tissue. It's not meant to stretch. It's supposed to be there to provide stability. I hope that provides some insight. Please share this video with a friend who could benefit from it. Hit the like button, reach out with questions, and as always, thanks for watching.